Hello and welcome to session 3 of I Hunt, 5 Stars or Death. And this is the session where our intrepid heroes, desperate for money, will be going into an office space with the intent of dealing with some of the hungry dead that have infested it and hopefully get a decent payday. These hungry dead are a little unusual in that they seem to have been created, manipulated by certain telemarketing Necronomicon programming. There we go, subliminals. So that is where we are. My name is Lowell, pronouns he, him, and this session is part of the Gauntlet gaming calendar. You can find out more about that at gauntlet-rpg.com. So keep that in mind. So with that in mind, I'll have folks introduce their characters, and then we'll get rolling on to things. So let's start with Romy.
So hi, my name's Shane. I use she and her pronouns, and I'm playing Romy Munro. Romy was, she dedicated her whole life to getting ready for the Olympics, but then tragically blew out her knee at the Team America trials. So now she is struggling to make ends meet and maybe cobble back together some sort of professional athletic career. But in the meantime, killing monsters.
And making bank.
Well,
a little bit, maybe a little. Charlotte.
Sorry, I was muted.
That's it.
Yeah, hi, I'm Matthew. I use he him pronouns. Today I'll be playing Charlie Webster or Charlotte Webster. She is a bad girl from a broken family, making bank as a courier when she's not running around slaying vampires. Yeah.
Okay. And then Ashley.
Hi, I'm Mark, he, him pronouns, and I'm playing Ashley Ash Adams, she, her pronouns. Ashley is the Evelina of the group, and she focuses on knowledge. She is a social media star with a short fuse, and she is looking forward to clearing out the phone bank here today.
Excellent. And then last but not least, Cass.
Hi, my name is Sherry. I use she, her pronouns. I'm playing Cass Indy Kowalski. She is a Phooey, which means that she likes to make things especially plans, but boy, does she like to make things. Currently, she's going to community college. She lives in her car. She has a lab key if she manages to pay for her semester. Her problem is so many parking tickets, and she's an independent valet, and wow, this is going to be a lot of fun.
Excellent. Then with that in mind, you have figured out that there is this auditorily transmitted over long term, but transmitted by audio infectious thing, which is happening in an office space. The office itself has kind of been isolated, and it's not a fully functional sort of multi-use office. So you have a little bit of room to work in, and you have made your way up to enter in with, we'll assume, the basics of flashlights and all of that stuff, and gotten yourself up to the area to enter into the facility. What I assume you haven't shown lights on yet to kind of make, because you're not sure whether that's going to draw attention or not, but you've made your way up to the landing that goes into the offices. You can see that there is, kind of the front lobby area with the sort of glass there. More activity seems to be going on beyond there. So let me ask this. You finished your speech, Romy. What's the next step?
Well, I guess I'm listening out for, Well, I don't know how well I can listen out because we've got headphones on that are designed to make sure we can't hear anything.
That's
So
exactly
I
the
guess
thing you
I'm,
might think. Yes.
yeah, I'm peering into the darkness, like looking for a sign of movement or something like that.
Let's have you make an investigator roll. I'm going to give you basic information just even before you roll, but this is about any extra stuff you might get.
Okay, so if I don't have an investigator skill, then I'm just rolling the fate dice. Is that right?
You're just rolling the fate dice.
All right. Well, that always goes so well.
Yeah.
Sorry, I'm just refreshing roll with me. I'll be 1 sec. All right. Here we go.
Okay. So that's a +1.
Yeah. Like, what do is there a difficulty that I'm trying to meet here? Or
What you
how's
will
that?
see here as you kind of look through, and there's not much lighting. These are those kind of classic also office windows that are mirrored. So people can't see in. Also kind of makes it a little harder for you to see out, and the lights aren't on. So you will see some vague shambling in there.
Okay.
Low energy shambling. But you can't quite make out how near or how far, how many, what exactly they're reacting to right now. Who's standing next to you as you're doing this peering in there, Romy?
Well, I think me and Indy have like bonded a little bit, so probably Indy.
Indy, you will see Romy kind of looking but not quite seeing things. What do you want to do? Do you want to shine your flashlights in?
See, I want to.
I know.
Absolutely want to. And I think, I mean, are we picking up any whiff here? I think I could start with all the other sensory things here, because there was the whole thing that there was cannibalism and those sorts.
Yeah,
of things.
let's have you make a roll for that. Another
Wait, why would
very
I
easy,
have to? Oh yeah,
very easy discover to give you some basic information for free,
for
and
free.
then extra on top of that potentially.
Well, I have investigator.
Yeah.
So I suppose
So there's no chance you could fail.
Well, I could because it's fate, but we'll see. Okay, so I'm rolling the pink dice. Oh yeah, see, a -3. That's my roll.
And what's your investigator?
3. So I
3.
get 0.
So there is a definite smell here of like, how do I put this? Of that kind of rotted meat. But clearly somebody has come through a couple of times and like with a bottle of Febreze to maybe try and keep it down.
So they made it worse.
It depends on how you feel about Febreze and roast beef in the sun.
Not good.
You can tell, like, they've very clearly like had this floor, the floor below and the floor above kind of cut off.
I try to keep my gagging sounds as quiet as possible so as not to bother anyone else.
So Ashley, where are you as this sort of peering in is going on and sniffing?
Yeah, Ashley is behind Indy, and she's feeling a little amped up and wants to kind of get in there and start engaging, and she doesn't want to do too much skulking around. So she's trying to like just do some grounding so that she doesn't like get carried away, and she's keeping an eye on whatever she can see.
So you're not taking the keys that you've been given to go in, but you're amping yourself up.
Yeah, we do have the keys, don't we? I think I'm like, maybe I'm poking Indy in the back a little bit and kind of like poking and then going, shushing her forward. I'm assuming she is not following my orders, but
She's retching. So
Yeah. That seems something that's disagree with her that you're probably picking up the smell of as well now.
yeah, that's bad news. So I'll cover my mouth, but try to keep moving forward.
Okay. And what about for you there, Charlotte?
I'm thinking Charlotte was probably crouched down, one knee up, one knee down, between Indy and Romy, just sort of like peering into the area and trying to get her. We're filming at night, right? We're talking like the only time we have daytime scenes is when we can, get a location secured.
Yeah, I think it's more of a question of people seeing you out moving around here during the day. So
Yeah.
yeah.
So just trying to get her eyes adjusted to the darkness. And I'm thinking maybe I can do that, because I feel like that's something Charlotte would do, try to acquire night vision.
Well, let's have you make a roll with the investigator. You kind of leaning forward to see what you can see.
Sure. All right, let's roll with me. My investigator is at a +3, so
Yeah.
that is a +5, I guess. Yeah, it's 5, right?
Excellent. I think that there will be that moment when you are kind of gotten close, watching, the others are watching, and then something big must go by, like a truck or something that has some lights on it.
Ooh.
And those lights go through the windows. You know how when there's that moving light and it does that turn, and there is that moment when it does that turn and you can see the blood splatter and the gore, and you can see some limbs, and you can see about 9 people kind of shambling, that as the light comes, definitely do kind of follow it and react to that. And they seem to be spread out over this complex. There's definitely a lobby, and then the phone bank area, and then behind it are the offices. And I think the other thing you'll see is, like, they're the offices with the like curtains and things on them. You can see that one of them, there's some like papers have been taped on the inside. You can't make it out what they say from here because they're all the way at the other end.
All right. Are we trying to gang? Are we trying to slay first or get the computer first?
I would say slay is necessary.
All right.
Yeah.
So let's just say we'll get to where we need to go, and if anything gets in the way, then that's what we'll take care of it as we see fit.
Yeah.
And I'm thinking maybe with that information, Charlie can try to like chart a path or a pattern, do the whole, commando style of like go cover, find a path, 1, 2, 3, that kind of thing. Basically, chart a course.
That seems like a great plan. So who's opening the door and going in?
I think.
I think-
Sorry, Ashley.
No.
Jake, go ahead. I
think
was
this
just
is
going to
like-
offer if no one else would.
This is what like plays out in character. We're all like, well, I think. Do you wanna? No, it's okay. You go. But yeah, I think Romy will like take the key, open the door, poke her head in, and
the smell that now wafts in is unspeakable.
And then just gesture back to everyone. Nobody has like started chewing on me yet. Let's go.
Charlie cracks like, I guess the cleaners haven't come by this week.
Romy, you'll take a few steps in, and you will see that in this immediate zone, there are a couple of these undead, name tags askew, blood splattered. You can see their headphones are on at weird angles, maybe there was some blood that was coming out of their ears at some point. That certainly dried and crusted. And you see two of them turn and start talking at you, clearly like intent, like they're making a pitch and they're
Oh, dear
moving
God.
forward at you. What do you do, Romy?
While Romy decides, I just want to ask, do they all have glow in the dark lanyards? That would be great.
Oh yeah, absolutely. Absolutely. The
I think that
lobby
I might-
has two free aspects that can be invoked once: ancient couches and the snack zone. And then you have the various aspects that you have on the table, and they're just these two Walking Dead that are in the zone with you.
I think I'm torn between like trying to distract them so the others can like go deeper and just like straight out fighting them. Do people have a preference about this? Like, what's our team vibe?
If you want to try to contain them, India will help you.
All
We've
right.
got
I
we've
think,
got couches and a snack zone, so this
yeah,
sounds
I
like
think that we can like. So this is my thinking, which I'll explain over our headsets, which we can communicate with, right?
Right?
I'm gonna like pretend to be interested in their sales pitch to lure them over here, and then we knock over the snack machine and pin them both under it. Right? Flawless plan. So
Yeah.
I'm gonna do that. I'm just gonna act like I'm responding to their sales pitch, and just sort of back to like while discreetly backing towards the snack machine, just as if I'm gonna go and get myself a nice bag of chips.
Absolutely. Let's
go
have you roll
nodding.
grifter.
Oh yeah, okay. Grifter is. I have that song. It's +1. It's not nothing. It's rolling for a very long time.
Oh,
I might just refresh. I think it's.
yeah, that's weird.
glitched.
Does that sometimes.
Sorry, I'm not sure if this is my internet connection, but it's just going very slow.
Ooh,
I rolled for you. You got a +3.
Oh, great. And then with +1 from Grifter, so a 4.
Yeah. So your intent is to essentially draw them to you, which is a kind of a creative advantage, that they are drawn in. It essentially works in this zone, and you've created two tags for that. So who follows up on that? Romy, who goes next?
Well, Indy said that she was going to help with this plan.
Okay.
so let's see here. Oh, I've got the couches. I could just use those to corral them into the area so that when we drop the snack machines on them, they get caught.
So what do you want to do? Is this an attack? You've already got a lot of advantages kind of on the.
Gorilla. It's not an attack. Oh wait, no, I see. You want me to do an attack because you know.
Well, no, I'm wondering
forward.
what you're doing here.
I'm setting it up, I suppose, still, but we've got how many okays here?
Just 2,
Okay.
but there are another 7 in the rest of this area. You're in the first zone.
Okay.
So yeah, if you want to create an advantage, you can do that.
Sure. Well, yeah, it would be better because I'm terrible at these things and the other two are all better at it.
Then
So
let's
I'm
have
going
you
to-
roll that.
So, yep. Okay. So I will go with the corralling.
Okay. Passive opposition is a 2.
Okay, I'm rolling the pink ones because they've done so good by me so far. And then I'll be adding 3 or 4, something like that. Oh my God. So I'm adding 4, so that gives me a +2. If I use the couches, that gives me a +1. Wait, now it just changed and said I got blank, blank, blank minus. So that's actually a +3.
So you have a +3.
Yeah,
Okay. Uh,
I don't know what this is doing right
it's
now.
like cast got blank, blank, blank -1. That's what it tells me here.
Show me another number first.
So what is your total right now?
My total right now is 3.
So you will make 1 invoke on a couch fort.
Okay.
Okay, I'm putting that on the table. Who follows up? Well, you've got these
Someone with
2
some
zombies
brawn.
drawn in and corralled. Who's gonna bring the hammer down? Sherry, I'm sorry, I missed that.
I just said it's all set up.
Who goes next?
Oh, I'm so horrible. I would think Charlotte.
Okay, Charlotte, Romy's drawn these 2 closest of these walking dead, these hungry dead, towards her, and then immediately you see Indy kind of follow up to kind of pin them a little bit with the couch, so that they are there ready for you to do what you need to do to them.
All right. I guess I will. I guess I'll engage and try to get the 2. There's 2 of them, right?
There are 2 of them.
Yeah, I'll try to get them. I guess that is a fighter roll.
It is a fighter roll
Yeah.
against their athlete, and so they are moving. You notice that as things have gone on, they've gotten a little faster and a little faster, like they're waking up kind of out of a torpor.
Oh,
So
All
I've
right.
got a 4.
all right. Did I get? Did I get a roll?
So
Oh,
it
there
looks
we
like
go.
you rolled a net 0 there. And what's your fighter?
4.
Okay, so right now you're at 0, but you've got a whole bunch of aspects you can invoke if you want to.
Yeah. Let's see. You know what it is? I recognize one of the zombies as someone from college, no, someone from high school
Okay.
who I didn't like very much. He let's say he was a jock. Okay, he's like your Mountain Dew chugging, bro dude, and he's the kind of person I would tell like,
Absolutely.
oh,
His name is Brent.
yeah, Brent, and he's like, oh, and I told him that his life had peaked in high school, and so now this is where he is in a phone bank, and sort of like I smirk, and I'm like, oh yes, like he's got what's coming to him, and I, invoke. I hate this town, but it's my town.
Okay. So spend a fate point. That'll get you to a +2.
All right.
Do you want to use any of the free invokes that have been created that are on the table, like the couch fort or the drawn in or any of those other things?
Sure. I was thinking of using the couch, maybe push it harder in the hopes of crushing his legs, I guess.
Okay. So that'll get you to shifts of 4. So you will slam this into Brent. You'll hear the cracking. The legs kind of twist in an awkward way. And Brent's still going. Like he kind of twists around and starts kind of pulling himself over the couch, mouth still going. Like you can't hear anything, but you can almost feel the vibration of the talking here. Ashley, you are the last in line.
Yeah, so Ashley is going to use fighter, and she is going to since the rest of the folks have conveniently pinned them behind this couch, I'm taking advantage of, well, probably the blade on a pole to use that distance advantage and take my shot. But here is my
Excellent.
roll. Hey now. Oh, I guess I have to select dice.
I have a 2 from their defense. Now, let me ask you before you tell me anything more. Are you striking the one, Brent, that has already been struck, or are you striking Abby?
I don't like Brent. I mean, I just
Okay.
like get this vibe from Charlie that Brent's not cool.
Okay.
So so I am getting a +4 without any invoking anything, I guess.
Okay. So right now we get a margin of 2 then.
Okay.
Do you want to push that up any?
So mechanically, do I think I probably need to invoke an aspect to get another +2, probably to overcome him?
I think if you do that, there's no way I can absorb all that damage.
Okay. So these blades on poles actually are working out okay. So
Okay.
I use that distance to shove him into the wall.
Yeah. What does that look like? What happens here? What's the gore effect on screen?
Actually, what I've determined is that it's not so much hitting the brain on these guys as it is hitting the entire voice apparatus and the throat.
Okay.
You need them to stop talking. So instead of going for the chest, she will go ahead and take a swipe through the whole voice center there.
And there's that moment where it gives a little more easily than
Yes.
you would think, and the head kind of goes up. We get it from a couple of different angles as it flies in the air before it comes crashing down. And I think you see Ashley next to Brent kind of, and then like leans to come at not you, because you struck with the pole, but the next closest person, which is Charlotte. Charlotte, this a walking hungry dead is clawing at you. You may defend. They have a 4 on their attack against you.
Am I defending with fighter again?
You can defend with fighter, you can defend with athlete. Either one of those is workable.
All right, let's do with fighter. Let's see. Unless there's a mechanical flavor differentiator.
No, they are fairly equivalent in certain circumstances. Like if you're running away, if you were trying to escape, we would go always with athlete.
All right. Let's see. That is that is a 0 again. 0 + 4.
Okay, so that is a tie. So what that means is that if this thing is still around by next round, it is going to get an advantage on you. It's going to get a boost forward on attacking you.
All right.
Okay. Then the zombie went last in popcorn initiative. So yes.
May I just ask, can Matthew invoke one of the aspects still at this point to beat that score?
100%. Yeah.
Okay.
You could spend an invoke, and we've got some free ones on the table. Like nobody's used the actual invoke for the couches. That's that's an environmental.
Okay, very good. Thanks.
Do you want to do that, Matthew?
Yeah. Yeah, sure.
Okay. I just put a check by it. It bumps you to a 2.
Yeah.
Tell me what that looks like. How is it that you get out of the way of this angry woman named Abby who is doing this just as a side gig, but now she's a walking dead?
So she's crawling, right?
Kind of crawling out, trying to get out from behind the couch to get at you and claw at you.
I was thinking maybe I could flip the couch over in a way like I'm imagining it's one of those couches where it's got the letters, the leather cushions, but it's got those like metal frames,
Yeah.
And so maybe get her tangled up in those frames that she can't get out.
Absolutely. And it's such a heavy old thing. Kind of push it and block that and knock her back from making that strike at you. The other zombies in the other zones, they are
Hoping to pin
rousing.
her, actually.
Yeah. Yeah, I think so. Absolutely, we'll do that to keep her from attacking you. The other zombies in the other zones will rouse, and you will now see that those papers in that manager's office window, you see them kind of come apart, and you see a face look out at you from the manager's office.
Okay. Is it a human face?
A little hard to tell right now because you've got no lights. So we'll come back to that in just 1 second. Ashley is going to turn because Popcorn Initiative, I'll start the next round and then I'll hand it off to you guys. So I think Ashley's going to take a swing at the person who drew them in.
Wait,
And
hold
yes,
on. Sorry, Abby. Just to clarify,
yeah,
Ashley is me.
Abby. Sorry, I should
That's
have
okay.
named. I did him with A, B, C, D, E, F names, and then I forgot that you were Ashley. So Abby is going to take the swing at Romy there. Kind of twists away after the couch is pushed, and she's reaching for you, trying to grab onto your shoulders there, Romy, to pull you in to have a heart-to-heart conversation with her teeth. So her attack is a 4.
So I'm not sure what's happened, but Chrome has completely shut down for me. So I'm going to need someone else to both roll and actually read my character sheet for me.
Okay.
I'll try and get it running again when we take our first break. Sorry about that. But obviously I'll be wanting to defend her attack.
Sherry, you want to handle that?
I'm so sorry about rolling for you. Sure. So let me look here. Your character, so you're going to use fighter to defend?
Probably
Yeah, I think so.
athlete, actually.
Yes.
Athlete.
Oh, athlete. Yeah, +4. Especially with
Right.
me rolling, you're going to want to do that. And so I will roll my horrible pink dice, and we'll see how you start off. Oh, I got a 0. So you got a +4 to go.
+4.
Yeah, so you're
So-
starting with a +4.
So that's a tie
All right.
against this attack. So if it stays that way, they'll if they're still around on the next action, they will have a boost to get at you.
But Romy, you're the one that drew them in. So you have that, you set that was a setup that you did.
Yeah, you've
You've
got
You've
that.
got them right where you wanted as a wrestler.
Is there still a free invoke on drawn in?
There are 2 of them. Yeah. Do you want to spend?
Well, then, yeah, she's right where I wanted her. So I quickly reverse this situation, flip her over, throw her to the ground.
Well, then I'll pass the initiative to you. The other zombies moving forward, boom, 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 Space Invader style. And you can tell me what you're going to do now. You've got them where you want them. What is it you're going to do?
Yeah, drawn in. So now I'm going to finish up my plan and turn over the snack machine on Abby where she's lying on the ground.
Perfect.
I will make one of my rolls, and I apologize in advance.
You're doing all right so far.
Oh my gosh, I zeroed out. You're getting all my best rolls, 0.
Isn't that always the way?
Awesome. Yeah.
So right now, Sherry, we're at a +3.
All right.
Assuming that you invoke the snack machine, that takes you to a +5.
Mhm.
And I'll hit the snack machine, and they have a 1. So they're taking 4 shifts.
Not enough to drop them, or do you need another shift?
They are going to need a little more damage to them to finish them off.
There's the
Well,
second drawn in zone.
Yeah, I think that I positioned her carefully for this, so I'd like to use the second free invoke on drawn.
Okay. Then click that off of there, Sherry. So that takes so there'll be 6 shifts. They've got that. These things. So this thing isn't dead, but it is effectively pinned, which means unless the situation drastically changes, it's not going to be a threat for the rest of this combat. Essentially, that's the consequence that it has to absorb on this. So it goes over, and the snack machine goes over, and you realize that this is a snack machine that's filled with like Clark bars and like really old regional candy, Boston baked beans and lemon heads and all that stuff. That just the real discount stuff that kind of all slides over onto this thing.
Very clear,
Lots of
yet-
odd labels that look maybe like they're in Cyrillic. You're not sure. Romy, who goes after you?
Well, I want to see some more violence, so I'm going to pass it off to Ashley.
Ashley, you're free in this zone, but there are 4 in the next zone that are going to be moving over into this area. That zone has the tags Soundtrack of Doom because they're clearly pumping out some music and Open Plan Chaos. All of the tables and desks are tossed every which way.
That's awesome. So our next move would be into the phone bank to access them.
Yeah,
There.
or you can wait because they're going to come to you.
No. Well, Ashley likes to go on the offensive.
Okay.
So it's going to cost a move to move into the next zone, right?
I think because you've cleared the opposition in this zone, and they are moving fairly slowly, that you can move into the next zone without making, if you're just moving one zone, I don't think we need an athletic check for that. Given the situation. If you're going to try and cross the zone or try to get around them in some fancy way, I'd have you make that roll.
Okay.
It does put you in a zone with 4 zombies.
It's what she lives for.
Absolutely.
I mean, that
yes.
and the lights.
Yeah.
So
what do you want to do?
She is going to go ahead and move into that zone, and she can feel the bass from the music like in her skin as the bass pumps out, and she kind of we'll see if I tap these or take them, but she kind of jumps over one of those like half walls that you have in an open plan, and she uses that to kind of lever off and come down, hopefully behind a zombie, slashing down with the blade.
Perfect. Let's have you make that fighter roll.
Okay.
I've got a 3.
Okay. So that puts me at a 3.
Okay.
But man, just the music pumping. I'm going to go ahead and tag these both if I can. Is that
absolutely?
I don't want to like take all the free invokes from people though. So,
but somebody's got to use them. So that's be 4 shifts worth of damage. So that will slash into this person named Calico. They're wearing calico, and they got a little bolo tie, and they scream as this cuts into them. You can't hear any of it, but that draws these 4 towards you. One of them very badly, like their arm is sort of flopping oddly right now. They're not spraying. You're relieved by that. After the last fight, there's not a lot of gore flying around in the air with arterial sprays or anything. Who goes after you?
I think that I'm not sure who was like next in the kind of the line. I think it might have been Romy. Romy, are you?
Romy's already gone this round. Right now, the 2 people that have not gone are Indy and Charlotte.
Let's go, Charlotte. See what you can do.
Yeah, are we still in the phone bank or are we moving into the offices at this point?
You are in the lobby. The next area is the phone bank. You've seen that Ashley has moved forward into that zone. If you want to, you can move into that because there are 4 zombies there.
Yeah, I'm heading in.
Charge on in. I'm not making you make a check. Do you want to attack Calico or one of the as yet unharmed zombies?
Whoever is like an immediate who's engaged with Romy. And
they're
isn't taking
all
that.
moving to engage, so any one of them is going to be a delicious target.
Okay, so let's see. God. Is there anything in the anything else in the environment I can use in the phone bank area?
Well, you can spend a fate point to invoke one of those two things. The free invokes are gone, but you do have the energy that you got from Romy's speech is still worth an invoke. But physical wise, you just tell me what you're going to do.
I'm thinking Charlotte will run and then slide on the floor. And can I just declare that there is an abandoned like janitor's mop thing and the tub? I don't know what
Absolutely.
that's called. I'm sure there's a technical term for it. I mean, they have a technical term for Zambonis. And then grab the mop and sort of use it to trip up the 4 zombies as I slide in.
Oh, sure. That feels like you're creating an advantage. Essentially, tripped up would be the advantage you're creating, setting up other people. Absolutely.
Yeah,
You want to do that with fighter?
sure.
Okay. Let's have you roll. Ooh, boy, I'm not pulling well. So I've got a 1 as the difficulty you need to beat.
All right. Let's see. Rolling. And go. That is a 7.
That is a 7. So that is with style. So you will create 2 free invokes for someone. Essentially, you, as they come in at Romy, you jam that in, and you tangle a couple of their legs up, kind of get them caught, and they're trying to twist to get at you right now. And it's absolute mayhem there. Desks are cut over, beanie babies, plastic plants. It's all, everything is just all over the place there. Which leaves Indy. You see that you've kind of been set up. Ash is gone and struck, nearly taking out one of these Walking Dead, and the others are kind of tangled up.
I want to say with style means that when Charlotte slides in and knocks them over, she whips the mop around her like a ninja staff.
Absolutely. Though I think it looks really cool, but I imagine there is brackish water that flies over onto
yes,
the other 3 of you.
100%.
Okay, so I am not a fighter for the most part, so this should be interesting because I'm pretty much a setup person. And then now everyone's set everything up for me. Why do they keep doing this? They're so generous.
Here's the thing. You're last in this round. You get to pick who goes first next time.
Oh, awesome. That sounds excellent. Then what I will do is set up even more evokes for Romy. So that no matter how they roll, they will be able to do something significant.
Okay. Then tell me what you're doing.
I think, well, we know that they're tripped up. We know that we have chaos. So I think I'm going to essentially do an impromptu barricade for everyone to fall back to should they need to. Or I could make something to topple. But no, I'll start with the barricade should we need it.
Is
for
this
when
your
defending comes down.
team tactics?
Yes.
Okay.
Only different people can call it. So
Okay.
that's the idea.
Then we'll put barricades on the thing.
Okay.
Let's have you roll with your gorilla.
All right.
I've again got a 1.
I've again got a 0, so I'm rolling great for me. So that's a 4.
So that's a 4. So that will be success with style. And the extra invoke from your stunt means that there are 3 free invokes of barricades.
Yay. So different people have to call them, but
Yep.
yeah, there you go.
Who starts the next round?
It will be Romy.
Romy. You are there. The others have moved into that zone. There's a big cluster of zombies. They're tripped up, but they push back. You're all set up. How do you want to play this? You've got some room to run, to move.
So I'm going to run in behind this barricade that Indy's just set up. But in my strength and conditioning training recently, I've been doing a lot of medicine ball throws. So as I run in, I'm going to pick up a big antique like desktop computer that's lying on the ground and just lob it over the barricade straight at the head of one of these shambling telemarketers.
Perfect.
But I will again need someone else to roll it for me.
Sherry, would you roll fighter?
See, it rolls out to get you. Okay. So there we go, -1. So,
That's fun.
So that's a 2.
Yes.
I've got a 2 as well. So right now we're tied.
So I definitely want to use one of the free invokes on the barricade because I'm kind of using that to like, set up my position. And I think that, I'm really into the property destruction aspect of this sort of attack. So I also want to use the free invoke on Fuck Durberg,
Okay.
or one of them.
So you're at a 4 shifts. Tell me, are you striking the one that was already hit by Charlotte or a fresh one?
Yeah, I'm trying to take out the one that Charlotte like cracked in the head.
With 4 shifts on top of the 4 shifts that Charlotte already did, you'll bring that down. I mean, we probably see that, we see that zombie, that Walking Dead coming in, and then we see the computer come in from off screen and just absolutely smash and send this thing flying, and Calico goes down for the count. Just 3 zombies left. Now, here's the question for you. Who goes next? Is it one of your comrades, or is it the zombies? Remembering that if the zombies go last, they get to go first in the following round.
Wait, no. Wait, so who's gone in this round already?
Just you.
Just me. Well, then the zombies can wait.
Exactly.
I think Charlie's looking pretty good with that ninja staff, even though I'm dripping wet at this point. So I think Charlie is up next.
Charlie, just 3 zombies. They're tripped up. What do you do?
Okay, so I snap the broom, the mop in 2.
Okay.
And I turn them into, I take the splintered ends of them, and I try to aim for like, a non-fatal part of their like stomach or something like that, or maybe their thigh, and try to pin them into the walls or underground.
Okay, that seems fair.
Hopefully to immobilize them.
Okay, let's have you roll with fighter.
All right, let's go.
I've again got a 2.
That is a 6.
So right now, that is 4 shifts of damage without invoking anything. Do you want to bump that up?
Yeah, let's see.
We've got your tripped up. We can use that.
Yeah, we can use it tripped up, because I'm hoping that them being tripped up means it's just easier to get to them.
I will say it looks like if you were to throw another invoke on there, you probably could take this one out.
Sure.
What's the thing that evens the odds that lets you finish this thing so it's no longer a threat?
What are the barricades made of again?
They're cubicles that have been tipped over and dismantled. So
Yeah,
it's
we'll use
essentially, yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, we'll use the barricades then. I think the barricades are, it's easier to plant the, the makeshift pins into the cubicle walls.
Drive it right through the cubicle wall, comes out the motivational poster on the other side, and Dennis with a Y curls up there, still muttering, but trying to pull this out, but unable to, and clearly weakened from that. Charlotte.
Can a final shot before we cut to next moment is the broom stake, I guess, comes straight out of the face of Matthew McConaughey from Wolf of Wall Street, going,
absolutely,
you gotta pump those numbers up.
Yeah, just right through that. Again, nice close-up shot. It's very Sam Raimi. Very good.
Sam Raimi. Oh yeah,
who goes after you? Is it the zombies? Is it Indy? Is it Ashley.
Let's go with Ashley.
Ashley, you are in the thick of it. And there are only 2 zombies, Ellen and Forrest, here.
Quick question, when Ashley first came into the phone bay, did she kill one? I can't remember.
I think that that one was eventually killed.
Okay, so that might have been Kellican.
Yeah.
Yeah, right. With the bolo tie, right?
Yeah.
Okay, yes. Okay, cool. Okay, so I think that I want to give someone else an opportunity to so actually I shout at Charlie and I say, are we not killing them? And then whoever is in front of her, she's going to go ahead and try to kill either Ellen or Forrest.
Okay.
And she is going again for the throat slash.
I was like,
Blades
we do what we can.
Okay.
All right. Ellen turns to you. She's got like a My Little Pony sweater on that has bled through quite a bit. And you can see that she's got somebody else's name tag kind of embedded in her cheek. They clearly tried to fight her off at some point, but she's not very good at defending. So I've got a 1.
Ashley says, sees the My Little Pony shirt and the badge. She's like, come on, man. And oof. So that's going to be a 2. But I'm going to start piling on some of these many available invokes.
Okay.
First, I'm going to use barricades because that's right there.
All right.
So that'll put me at a 4. And I'm using the barricades by kind of like pushing her toward the barricades so that she gets a little more off balance. And then she remembers from the floor plans that there is some Ethernet cabling that runs through the ceiling here. And so she pushes up and knocks one of the tiles loose. So the cable comes down and she grabs the cabling and then does the swinging kick, forcing the zombie, knocking the zombie back into the wall and effectively trying to not kill the zombie, but to disable it as part of Charlie's plan.
So what is your total?
So 2, let's see. So it was 2, 4, 6.
6. So that is 5 shifts. It will take a mild consequence to offset that. It is still up, but it's kind of like tangled right now. So effectively, that's a free boost on it next time. And it is going to go unless you want to have Indy go and give the zombies 2 turns.
Give the zombie, or have the zombies go.
Have the zombies go? Okay, I'm with you, Sherry.
I've seen it, yeah. Let's not let them have 2 turns.
Okay, all right. Zombies.
So this Ellen kind of swings on an Ethernet cable and goes to grab at you. But this is what they're good at, grabbing. And it will grab at you with a 6 to create the grabbed advantage so its buddy can tear you open.
Okay, I'm going to defend with fighter, right?
Sure. I think you could defend with fighter, yeah.
So here's my roll. 0, so 3.
3. So right now, it's got a 6, so it's going to get 2 invokes that it's going to hand off to its friend as you are grabbed. Now you could use the invoke, the consequence invoke, to give yourself another +2 onto that.
I'm sorry, I can use which invoke?
Oh, the her consequence that you put on her tangled up. So you can, if you want to use that up, that gives you another +2.
I will use that.
Okay.
Which will put me at
a 5.
5. Okay. So I'm still down 1, right? 1 shift. And does that equal a boost for her then?
No,
instead of
it
info?
means she's getting she's creating an advantage on you. You are grabbed that another
An
person can
advantage
use.
with one invoke.
Yeah.
Okay.
Here's another one.
I'll let her do that because I just kind of want to see what happens.
Okay. Then the other zombie leaps at you. And that is Forrest. So Forrest is going to leap at you. With the 4, we'll use the grabbed invoke and attacks you with a 6. I'll spend one of my fate points and bump that to an 8.
Okay. So I have 4
Okay.
total. And let's see. I have 4. And I am going to spend a fate point to invoke short fuse, social
Okay.
media star with a short fuse to cover like her rage when this is happening, because she's very upset that she got herself into the situation where she is trapped. So that's
a 6. So you're still eating two shifts worth of damage.
I'm going to take 2 shifts of damage just because I
Okay.
want to see what it looks like.
So there are a couple ways you can absorb that. You can just mark off 2 points of physical stress.
Yep.
Or you can take a consequence. As you can see, they get the numbers for how much they absorb, but those stick around for them to use against you.
Okay. So I'm going to take the 2 physical stress.
Okay. So that hurts. Like
Yes.
it comes at you, grabs claws, and there's a twist, and it's going to start to push your headphones off. I will offer you a fate point because this is one of the sort of aspects that you created to like protect yourself. I will give you a fate point if they're pushing your headphones off, or you can give me a fate point to resist.
I feel like I would be losing money if I didn't accept this.
Okay,
so
take that fate point. They push that off, and you can start to hear the. So you should know, timeshare, my sweet Satan. That's the kind of thing you're hearing. And the other 3 zombies move into the zone, and you will notice that one of the zombies is definitely not moving like the others. He's in a tie. He's got a kind of a suit on that's torn, and he's more loping and feral than the other 2. So right now, there are 5 zombies in that zone. And it is your chance to go, Indy.
Oh, goody. Oh, goody. Let's see here. But we're in the room with all the noise and stuff like that. So let me take a quick look here. I think.
You do see that Ashley's headphones have come off.
Oh no. So I remember that Charlotte said that they wanted to undo the spell or whatever it was that was going on, right? So that whole kind of tape setup and stuff over here is going, and there's clearly something's being broadcast. I want to leap over to like one of the computers that's still going, and I essentially want to bring up whatever it is that's being broadcast and essentially find their subliminals and put them on reverse. I want to full Beatleize them,
All right. I think this is an overcome action.
All right.
Difficult. This feels like hacker to me.
Yes. Yes, it is.
So difficulty. Wow, you are a lucky person. Difficulty is only a 3.
Really? But I'm rolling, so I will make it a 6 that the difficulty is. So don't worry. Oh, I got a 0. So I'm starting with -1. And let's see here. Let's let's go with, I'll use the thing, a car and a lab key.
Okay.
Essentially that I'm always doing things quick and fast on tech because I don't have that time and I'm always breezing through and using other people's stuff. So I will spend a fate point for that. That will give me a +2. And I need another invoke, right?
What's your total right now?
It should be 1.
Okay.
And then if I say, let's see here. I'm gonna look to see what there is. Because I can spend 1 on what they've got in there, right?
Yep.
Except that the scratch pad has stopped updating for me. It's gone all blank. Because Gmail needs me to tell them again who they are.
What are the technical? What are the technicals today?
It's just because you're using something rapid fire. I've lost everything on the scratch pad. I can't see anything.
So I've got the phone bank has Soundtrack of Doom and Open Plan Chaos.
Soundtrack of Doom.
Okay.
I will hit that one because that's what I'm reversing exactly.
So you're at a
So-
3 right now. So right now you're tied.
No, I had already tied.
Oh, you'd
those
already taken it.
3
Okay.
over.
Oh,
Yeah.
so success with style.
Yeah. That's what I
Okay.
was going for.
So that will do that, and it like for a second it sounds like the Beach Boys, and then it kind of starts going back, and it's really discordant, and I think that will definitely throw the zombies off. And I will say, because it's sort of an environmental aspect that you've created there based on a bane, we will say that there is a free invoke floating against each of these zombies. Does that seem fair?
Yes.
And I think you will see as this turn ends, I'm going to let you pick who goes at the beginning of the next round. You see that door, the manager's office, come flying open, and you see this woman, desperate, hungry, gaunt, start to run. Like she's clearly thinking, I've got to get out of here. I've been hiding in this office for days and days and days, eating jelly beans, and she starts running as best she can, but she hasn't eaten for like 4 or 5 days. And now this innocent is trying to run the gauntlet of the zombies. Who starts the next round, Indy?
I think we needed to be Ashley, who's in the middle of it.
Ashley, you are in the thick of things. You see that. You see this young woman come running out. You see the zombies all kind of like grab at their headsets like they're getting feedback, but there are still 5 of them, and only one of them has really been hurt.
Am I still pinned by this zombie, or grabbed rather?
You are still grabbed, but I would have to spend a point to invoke that against you. Essentially, that you can get out of it now.
Okay. Let's see. So Cass just changed the music up.
Oh, yeah.
She's making a run for it, but she's probably going to be noticed by the zombies here.
Oh, yeah.
Right. Okay. So I think that Ashley wants to move and like attack the zombie, I guess that's closest to where this innocent person is running.
Okay, that'd probably be that feral zombie.
Oh yeah, the boss zombie,
the manager zombie.
The manager zombie
might be the assistant manager zombie, but it's still a manager zombie.
Yes. So that's great. We're gonna go ahead and go for it. So this is gonna be a fight. She's gonna go and attack that.
Okay.
Manager zombie.
Manager zombie has a 5 to defend as you rush over at him. He kind of turns. I made the face.
So I'm starting at 0, and I'm gonna start hitting some of these things.
Okay.
So I'm
Get a
going
free
to,
invoke on him with from the soundtrack. So you can spend that, and that's a +2.
okay. So that puts me at 2. He is a little ways away from me, so I'm going to invoke Blades on Poles for free, which is puts me to 4.
Okay.
I am going to I'm going to tap Open Plan Chaos for a fate point,
Okay.
which put me at 6. And this is not Durberg. Durberg was the guy who hired us, right?
No, but this is clearly Durberg's man in the office.
Crony. Okay. Fuck Durberg. If you don't mind, Shane. That's what it's there for. Okay, so that'll put us at 6. Was it 4 and then 6? Yeah.
So you will land a blow with this blade. It is just, I mean, it hits and it's enough to draw attention.
Yes,
Doesn't do much.
that's okay.
And this thing turns at you and kind of grabs on to this blade. Ashley, who goes after you?
We should probably have people set up some more invokes since I've been burning them so rapidly. So Sherry, how do you feel about going next?
Sure.
Okay.
I can do that. Let's see here. I think now when I did that soundtrack thing, did that produce some invokes?
All of the zombies that are
Each have
left
one?
each have one free invoke on them.
Okay,
Zorn
so-
is the only one, the manager is the only one that has had that used up.
Okay.
I'm putting little asterisks by their names.
Okay, I'm just putting a little checkbox next to their line,
Okay.
or essentially, except for these ones. So I'll check Zorn's, and then I will put Ginny's and her Dez's over here. Okay, so I think what I'm going to do, oh geez, I want to see if I can help that woman. So, yeah, so I want to do a distraction from where she is. So I've got, and we know that they're drawn to light. I mean, like they notice that and everything.
Uh-huh.
So I'm probably going to, how should we say, cause a particularly sparkful situation here.
Are you saying you're lighting something on fire?
I'm saying we're going to dump a Diet Coke down the router is
Okay.
probably what's going next. So,
All right.
because the router won't affect the soundtrack. Because it's about what's going in and out. So
Right,
I'm going
right.
to destroy the infrastructure is essentially the plan. So, okay.
That feels like gorilla again.
Yeah. And it sounds like I got to roll again, which always makes me sad.
Yes.
So here we go. Oh, I got a +1. So I guess
So
we have 5 to start.
5 to start, difficult 2. So yeah, you will get 2 invokes on that.
Okay. And I will give those to anyone to use. And so distraction.
Write that in a spark show.
Spark shit. Sounds good.
It does. It lights it up. They react to the light, the heat. Who goes after you? Right now, there are 2 people that have not gone this round, and the zombies.
No. Okay. I'm going to go with Romy. Yeah, I think Romy. And then because
Romy.
Charlotte's going to be the one that'll be able to figure out what happens after the zombies go again.
So I think I know what I want to do, but I don't know if this is plausible as like an action. But I would like to try and like just knock some of the zombies out of the way, so this woman has a clear path to get to safety.
If you want to do this in action, like your action is, I want to get her to safety, that'll be an overcome.
Okay.
Okay.
Well, yeah.
So let's have you roll that overcome with athletics.
All right. So can I ask Sherry again to handle my dice, please?
-1.
-1.
I've got a 3 right now.
All right.
So what's your athletics?
Athletics is I can
Plus
somebody see my
4,
character sheet? Plus
right?
4.
So right now you're tied.
Ooh.
Is it high enough to get her to safety?
Oh, well, it'll tie it enough to you'll get a bonus on getting her out on the next round, but she'll still be in danger on this one.
You want 3 above.
I need to get 3 above.
Yeah.
Well, so the Spark Show distraction seems like it will help me here. So I'd like to use one of the free invokes on that.
Okay, so you're at 2 above.
And I'll spend a fate point to use Frustrated Olympic Hopeful or whatever that aspect is.
Tell me what
Just
that
to,
looks like. Like you absolutely are going to get her away from the zombies and out.
Yeah.
What does that look
So-
like?
Like as I run in, I'm like, throwing the zombies, like clearing them out of the way, like grappling them, big throws, double leg, fireman's carry. And then, I just run in, pick her up as if I'm going to throw her. But instead I've like draped her across my shoulders. And now I'm like running back, like a big somersault over the barricade, carefully depositing her on the ground and then like landing sort of prone and breathing heavy after that big action.
Yeah, she kind of gets back and you see her kind of fan herself as she looks at you and then kind of stumbles away.
Yeah.
Now you've got this woman free. Who goes after you? Is it the zombies or is it Charlie?
I think it must be the zombies.
Okay.
Can I just say chariots of fire? That situation?
Yeah.
That music. Ding, 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 ding.
All right. So we've got a pair of zombies that are working on you, Charlie. The first one goes to grab you to set up the other one. So it comes in to grab, and it does that with a -1, with a 5. So you could defend with fighter or with athlete.
Sorry, I'm listening and I'm rolling. I was just muted. That is a flat 0 with a +4, so we're talking 4 total.
So it's going to grab you to give its pal an invoke if that goes through.
Ooh, this is still in the main office, right?
Yeah,
office.
we could use one of the invokes from the soundtrack. You've still got Tripped Up. You've got the Spark Show.
Ooh, yeah, maybe. What is the Spark Show made of? I think I lost
Just
track of that.
soda spilt on routers, and things are sparking and smoking in here.
Yeah, I think maybe as I try to dodge or whatever, like what happens is, okay, so here's what happens. The zombie grabs me and grabs Charlotte, and then what Charlotte does is she sort of like twists herself to get out of the grasp, and in the process, gets the zombie's face very close to a set of sparks, and that sort of like blinds the zombie just a little bit.
Yeah, doesn't get a hold of you. Gets kind of draws back from the sparks. The other one comes in, even though you're not grabbed, is still going to try and make that attack on you.
Sure.
This deck of fate, I should have shuffled better. So it is going to come in with a we'll make it a 5, and I invoke a bone to pick with you, one of its aspects. So it's going to try and hit you. You may defend with fighter or athlete.
Oh, sorry, you rolled already.
Yep, I got a 5.
All right. Ooh, a 5. Ooh, that is a negative. Well, that's -1, so that gives me a 3.
So right now you're going to be absorbing 2 shifts of damage. That's just 2 points of stress.
Ooh, let's see. Could I invoke, or is that beyond?
No, you can invoke,
realm?
absolutely. You've still got some free ones, or you could invoke one of your own aspects.
Maybe. How many invokes can I summon in one?
You can invoke
Action?
as many as you want, as long as they're all different.
I was thinking maybe when he attacks, I reach for the lines and wires, and I sort of like uh um gra- grab them and loop them around him
Okay.
and sort of shift him towards the server.
So that will get you to a tie right now.
All right.
Uh,
How about use tripped up?
Oh yeah, and use the tripped up.
okay. Then you will absolutely dodge out of the way of that and slam this thing over towards the server.
All right.
Let's see. Let's do
Whew.
boss zombie on Ashley. Ashley, boss zombie is coming at you. What the what? I'm going to spend my last fate point for I'm in charge here to repull. Well, that's better than a -4. So I've got a 5. This thing comes swinging in at you, like clearly they're undead, but their nails have still been growing, so they're kind of, grown out, and they've got copier toner underneath the fingernails and blood.
That's not good. So I am using I'm defending with fighter.
Okay.
So 3 plus 1, 4. And
So you've got 1 shift right now.
they've got 1 shift on me.
Yep.
Okay, so I'm going to try to hold him at bay with, I guess, the last blades on poles invoke.
Sure.
So I kind of push back at him as he gets closer.
Kind of hold him at bay. He's strong. He's strong and pushing in, but you've got him held at bay. Let us go then with Indy. This zombie rushes at you to grab at you, and it grabs at you with a 4.
I guess that all I can say is there is this shriek of, how should we say, particularly impolite words, because Indy likes to remind everyone she's not a fighter. She's an idea person, but she will do her best. So I think that what she has to call on in this terrible situation, this dark kingdom, is her amazing, what I think I can defend with athlete is what I've got, right?
Yep.
Okay. Okay, so that is a 1 plus 1. Okay, so here we go. So it comes out to an even 0. What do I need to beat here?
Right now, it's got a 4.
Okay, and so, and which one is this?
This is Ginny.
Ginny. So I will use the soundtrack reversed and her basic disorientation that goes along with that. And the fuck Derberg, because God damn it, put me in this situation. I think that ties me up. Do I
Yep.
need to do better than that?
It means that it will get a boost on you next round, but it doesn't make an invoke against you for the other person.
Okay, that sounds great. I will
Okay.
go with that.
Here is the other zombie coming in to attack. It has a 5. What do you want to do to that one, Indy?
Me?
Yes, they
Poor
were
little
team
me.
attacking. One goes to
So
grab, the other one to claw. They did some team building exercises.
All right. I think that what I'm going to do is I'm going to roll and despair because that is how this goes. We know I'm adding a 1 to it. let's see here. Oh, I got a +1. So I'm starting with 2 now. What am I trying to beat again?
A 5. So right
Okay.
now,
So
you're
this is her
absorbing
Des.
3 points of physical damage.
I will take her Des's disorientation from the soundtrack.
You're absorbing 1 point of physical damage.
Yeah, I guess I will take that.
Okay. Where does her Des hit you?
Oh, I think he socks me in the gut, like not on purpose, like he's trying to come after me and I like get away, but he sort of elbows me right in the stomach, that kind of like, oh.
Yeah. You feel whatever you had for lunch kind of come up.
As if it weren't already trying earlier from the smell. So
absolutely. Yeah. Charlie, you get to finish out the round. There are 3 unharmed zombies, 1 who is badly injured, and then a manager zombie. You are muted.
Sorry, my cat's blocking everything. I'm gonna bring him down. I'm gonna bring this baby down.
Okay.
There we go. Sorry about that. Let's see. Good. Just take a look. Is the soundtrack working already? Like it's reversed and stuff?
Yeah, there are 2 of the zombies that have not had that invoked on them. Ellen, the injured one, and Forrest.
So who has invoked it so far, and what effects have you been able to draw?
Essentially, they've been using the disorientation that it causes.
All right. Okay, so I guess I'm gonna try to go for the manager.
Okay.
What else is here in the office? We got we're running out of invokes here.
Oh yeah.
Oh.
There's a free one for headsets and there's a free one for floor plan.
Yeah, I was thinking of going for the headsets. I think if the manager is wearing a headset, then I'll try to kick it off.
Okay.
Yeah.
Let's have you let's have you attack a fighter.
Yeah. Kick it off and 1, 2, 3, 4. Talking that is a 2 total.
I have a 4 right now.
Yikes. I'll invoke the headset, right? So does that give me?
So that now you're tied.
All right.
So you won't do anything, but you'll get a boost on him on your next attack.
And
unless you want to invoke.
You can invoke your stuff too.
Yeah. What do you mean? What do you mean? Oh yeah, that's right. Me. Yeah. I think. Let's see. Ooh, no. Oh, you know what I do? Okay, sorry. Let me revamp that a little bit.
Sure.
What I'm gonna do, and I've been looking to do this for a while, is the remaining the bucket or like the janitor's like push cart thingy. I am going to push it and then sort of like ride it and use it to slam the manager as I grab the headsets. Okay. And I'm going to invoke motorcycle courier to sort of like recall the times when I had to pick up a package while moving.
Perfect. I think you'll slam into him. He's solid, more solid than these other ones. But you do, do a couple of stress to him and you have his attention.
All right.
So that ends that round. Who starts the next one?
I'd say I want to see. Let's pass it back to Indy.
Let's see here. Okay. I think we've got all this stuff going on with these different guys.
You're on a new round.
Yes.
And the free soundtrack invokes reset because this is their bane.
Oh, beautiful. Okay. Then I think I'm going to take advantage of their disorientation then, and I'm going to use the floor plan to pull up some of the floorboards so that people can push them into the sunken floor to essentially set them off.
More gorilla stuff?
Yes.
Okay.
I'm a little on the one note here. I apologize.
That- You're doing different things.
I am trying.
Talk to the fighter.
Okay, so that starts with a -1, so that puts me at 3, I think.
So you get 1 invoke with that?
Well, I can use floor plan, which I called on, I think, right? That would give me 2
It would give you
invokes?
2 invokes then, yes.
Okay, yeah, so, all right.
So you will do that, rip up some of the floors. Who goes after you to take advantage of this?
Let's see here. Ooh, Ash or Romy? I think Romy had that beautiful romantic moment. Now we have to pull them back into the horrible chaos that is this rough and tumble zombie mosh. So go for it.
When you
Romy.
turn around and there's just as many zombies left up as they were just a moment ago.
Yeah, I can never rely on these others. Sorry, what was the aspect that Indy just created?
Sunken floors.
Right. Yeah, I mean, I guess I'm just gonna try and run in and like take advantage of the sunken floors to like throw down a couple of the zombies. So
Who do you want to? There's 3 that have not been hit. There's the one that's badly injured, and then there's the manager that's been slightly injured.
I guess I'll try and finish off the one that's been badly injured.
Okay. I'll go ahead and make your pull.
Well, can someone roll dice for me again, please?
Sherry.
It's a 0, so you get to add 4 to it, I think. Yes.
4, I've got a 3. So right now you're doing 1 shift of damage. Do you want to invoke the soundtrack that's on this person?
Oh yeah, for sure.
Okay, then tell me what that looks like. How do you drop this injured zombie?
I think that as I run towards them, I just pick up one of the office chairs that has, been lying on the ground to the side, and she looks ready for me, but then is distracted somehow by the reverse soundtrack. You kind of see her attention shift for a second. Yeah, like a cat distracted by an odd thing in the air, and so she doesn't see the chair just swinging for her head, and she is kind of like just taken clear off the ground and flies across the room.
Perfect.
Draped over a partition between 2 cubicles.
Who goes after you? Is it Ashley or is it Charlie or is it the zombies?
I think I want to see Ashley.
Ashley, what do you do?
I think Ashley wants to take the edge from the boss zombie before things get out of hand.
Sure.
Is that a reasonable, like, kind of
Perfect
tactical motive in the system? Okay. So
it's an overcome action.
Yep.
They are 2-star monsters. Add another 2 to that. The difficulty to beat is a 4 with an overcome action. How are you doing this? How are you like taking steps to like get the upper hand here?
So what was the branch manager's last kind of position? Still kind of going after
he had turned and got hit actually by Charlie, so kind of knocked a little bit aside by Charlie right now.
Okay, so I think Ashley is going to take a move from Jin Sakai and do this like slide between the legs of the branch manager, pop up behind the branch manager with the weapon, trying to gain the upper hand by just getting behind them
Perfect. That feels like athletics.
Yeah.
Or fighter.
but-
I'm good with either one of those.
Yeah, I think I'm going to go with fighter.
Okay.
Okay, so here's my roll. Okay, so that's -1. So that puts me at 2. And I am going to start blasting away. Oh, since she's now behind the branch manager, she can, I'm sorry, can she still invoke the soundtrack reverse stun?
Yep.
That's Zom, right? Okay.
Yep.
So that's a 4.
It's a 4. Just need to get up just a hair more, and you will
Okay.
have the edge.
So let's see. I added an aspect called fashion before function.
Ooh.
So she's actually come in here with the boots that she wears are have a high heel rather than being just like a flat combat boot or something.
Okay.
So she's using that to do a to kick the base of the skull of the branch manager with the heel to try to get some
Absolutely.
momentum.
Spend that fate point. You kind of go under the legs, come up, foot goes up, knock him forward. He goes flying down, and you have the edge, which means that you can use it for free once, and then anybody can spend fate points to use it as well.
Excellent. We have the edge. We have the edge.
Now here's the question. The zombies, do they go, or does Charlie go?
Well, I think Sherry said never let the zombies go twice in a row. So we're going to go ahead and let the zombies go before Charlie.
Okay. Zombie manager is going to turn, kind of spin around and come at you with a 5. Ashley.
So can I use the edge die in the defend?
Yeah, you could
Okay,
use
cool.
you could spend the fate
Free
point,
invoke?
or you could use the free use of it.
I'll use the free use.
Okay.
So it's 1, so it's 4 total with my fighter.
So you've got to take 1 shift worth of effect.
I'm going to re-roll. And does that include, oh, you know what? I'm sorry. I totally screwed up. It's probably worse than that because I rolled 4 fate dice.
Oh,
So
well,
we'll
yeah,
take one of those
then let's
pluses
start.
off.
Then roll everything.
Okay.
The D6 and 3 fate dice. Roll those.
Okay. Okay, so that is a 1. So it's 3 minus 2 is 1 plus 3 is, so that's a 4.
So
and what am I trying to beat?
right now he's got a 5, so 1. You've got 1 shift of damage to absorb. You could absorb that with a mild consequence.
Which
or you
they'll
can
use
invoke,
against you.
Yeah.
or you could invoke an aspect.
Let's see. I think that I don't feel like I want to invoke any of these aspects anymore. So I'll take the mild consequence, which they can use against me.
Okay.
Let's see how that works.
So I think that when he spins around, he has you by the collar, like he get like collar and a twist, like he grabs at it and twists it, and they kind of got you held up, kind of cutting off your breathing a little bit. I've got a zombie on you, Charlie, with a 5.
All right, let's roll the divine. 1, 2, 3, 4. Excuse me, I don't know what that noise is. It's +4.
+4. So you're going to take 1 point of damage.
Ooh, it was inevitable.
Yeah.
Yeah. All right. Where do I put that? Physical stress?
Physical stress. Yeah, you got 3 boxes. So
There we go.
let's see. Let's do Indy. Indy, I've got a 3 on you.
A 3. Well, that's well above my pay scale. Let's see here. I'm rolling and adding a 1. Aw, now I have a 2. So I just have to beat him by 1, right?
You have 1 point of damage you're gonna have to absorb right now.
Oh yeah, I have a lot of, I actually, for a non-fighter person, I have a decent amount of health. Yeah, sure.
Okay. So you will mark that. And then Romy, I've got a 4 on you. Sherry, would you please roll for Romy?
Romy, would you like to spend a fate point in order to have the D6? I will ask you this for every roll that comes hereafter.
No, because I'm just defending. I think I'm pretty good at this. I don't think I'm going to use it for this.
You've also got a ton
Ooh.
of physical stress.
I rolled a +2. So you're adding 4 to that, I think. So that's
Yeah.
6.
You knock that aside easily. Charlie, you're going to take us out of this round and into the next.
Yeah. So does Ashley still have a zombie lifting him up like Darth Vader?
Oh, yeah.
Oh no. All right. Oh, hey. Sorry, the cat almost stepped on the power button for the CPU.
I've had that happen.
Yeah. Let's see. Where in the office? Where in the office is this? Like, are we like near the manager's office?
Like, I imagine that this has probably pushed back towards the manager's office at this point.
Yeah. Just trying to figure out how to create an invoke here. Sorry, invoke an aspect here. I guess I don't know.
Well, I'll tell you one thing you could do, if I may.
Mm-hmm.
You do a good old straight attack. You can spend a fate point to roll with the edge die.
Okay, let's do that. Oh, free soundtrack reversed. Yeah. Sorry. I guess I just don't know how to invoke that. My brain hasn't processed that one yet.
Sure. So that'd be fighter, and you would roll 3 of the fate dice and a D6.
Let's do it. Let me spend the edge. Bringing my. Wait, I spend a fate point to use edge, right?
Yes.
Right. Let's go. Rolling the regular dice, and that is a 2 pluses, and then this one is the edge dice, and that is a minus.
So what did you roll on the D6?
Oh, sorry, I rolled a.
So we take the first 3 you rolled, which is 2 pluses, and then roll me a D6.
5.
So 5. So that's a 7, right?
All right.
Plus, what's your fighter?
That is a 4.
So that's an 11 is what you have there.
Does it hit?
Well, given that he pulled a -4 for his effect, tell me how you knock his head off.
So I sort of panic, seeing that Ashley's being lifted, right? And what happens is that Charlie is lifted, and Charlie's lifted. Sorry, Ashley's lifted, and Charlie spins around, throws her fist into the back of the manager's head, and accidentally explodes it.
Yeah, I think you hit that point where that boot hit earlier. And I
Yeah.
think there is just this, like, it gives like a pumpkin, like a ripe pumpkin, and you are a little freaked out because you just blew someone's head up with
Yeah,
that
we're
punch.
both freaked out because there's splatter both sides.
And I think you'll see that the manager goes down, and you will see the other 3 zombies kind of like start to like their hands start to drop, like they go, like their reporting line is broken, and
Oh no, the
they're like,
script is broken.
Romy, how do you finish off one of these zombies that's still up? Just give me the descriptor of that.
I want to just like grab a computer monitor and throw it like a frisbee and try and like take its head clean off.
Oh yeah, and goes everywhere. Indy, how do you take one of these last three out?
I just want to say internally, I thought you were throwing. You said you were throwing a monitor as a frisbee, and I was like, you can't throw a monitor like because I imagined CRT monitors.
We're old enough to imagine CRT.
And I was like, oh wait, no, flat screen. That's right, you can do that.
Well, I think Indy is still like she's gone to grab more of the floor tiles, to pull up, and she sees that it's kind of like thing, and so she just sort of picks one up and throws it at the last one standing, or one of the last ones standing, and it knocks them back under the floor and essentially smacks them like they're under the floor with that floorboard tile on top of them.
And
So.
Ashley, how do you take care of the last one?
Well, it actually feels kind of bad because Rami took her whole LCD frisbee thing, which she was totally going to do. Just kidding. And so, so who's left? Do we know if it's Forrest, Ginny, or Herdez?
Let's say it's Forrest.
Okay. No, she can't think of anything witty to say. So she will just go ahead and
not run, Forrest, run.
Oh, God. Oh my God, she totally says that. Yes, and then she uses the blade, the blade on pole to chop his head off.
It's a smooth hit, and then it's probably just the last sound of it and rolling across the floor. You guys all catch your breath. Let's take 10, and then we'll look at the aftermath.
Well, I just want to say thanks again for running this. This is
Oh yeah, I'm glad you're digging it.
so fun. The first time I've had a chance to play anything Fate, and I've wanted to for 6 years, and so it's been fantastic.
I will say the when you have like multiple opponents like this is where the combats drag out. Like this is the draggiest that Fate combat gets, as Sherry can attest to. But
It's also fun because you got to
Yeah.
think around what you can do. So I like it.
it's always a good fight when at the end they're just all the aspects have just been burned up off the table.
That was really cool to see all those aspects that we came in with, everything that was built up during the course of the combat, and to see that everything had been essentially burned out by the time we finished it. That was really interesting to see.
Yeah.
I enjoyed seeing Fate like really be used in a way that had been promised to me before. And with that, like what Mark was saying, with that kind of efficiency where you set up 20 things and the 20 things get used.
Mm-hmm. Well, and you've got a good variety of people doing different things to be able to make the machine click there. So,
Mm-hmm.
Hey Shane.
Hi, I think that my Chrome is working again, so
Oh,
I can
good.
roll my own fate dice. Yeah.
Yay, I'm so glad you're
Gotcha.
not at the mercy of my rolls.
Oh, we did okay.
If Chrome fails you, there are other browsers. I'm using the evil one called Edge from Microsoft.
Oof. So you will be able to leave Excelsion's offices here, come out, kind of leave the, yes?
Before we go, can I see if I can pull some information off of the servers of what package of like sales thing they had? So maybe there's a track back.
Sure. I think that's hacker again.
Okay, why do I set myself up for these things?
This system has been badly damaged. Server has been knocked over. Router has been set on fire. It's very, very tough.
You sound like you described an office protest.
Yeah,
I don't want to
that's
say
what they'll write it off as.
So I have a -1, and I rolled with hacker, I think, which is like 1.
Mm-hmm. Difficulties of 5.
Let's see here. What is my hacker? Hacker is 2. So I have a +1. So I'd have to use 2 aspects. I only have 1 fate point left. I guess I will not find it.
You'll go through. If it's there, it's been buried or it's just been destroyed.
Okay.
In the chaos of all of this. You'll come downstairs and that woman is kind of sitting out on the front steps, kind of shivering. And she's like, how did you know who are you?
Where was I hunt? We're contractors. But we should go get something for you to eat.
Okay.
What sounds good?
This is taqueria.
Perfect. We'll go get delicious Coke with real cane sugar and that's super luxe at the US. In the US, you got to pay extra for it.
And she'll describe, basically that people started to kind of go get angry and then kind of get mad, and the manager sort of went off first because he listens in on everybody's calls, and then they started eating people, and I went and hid in the manager's office because I knew it had bulletproof glass and a reinforced door. So yeah, I've been just subsisting on, I've been eating paper, and condensation, kind of licking the windows. The air conditioner kind of drips, so I've been catching that.
How come the recordings didn't affect you?
So early on, I kind of figured out a way to smurf my records. And so it sounded like I was on calls, but I wasn't. And I was working on my novel. Thank God I was using like Google Drive for that incognito window. So yeah, I wasn't listening to any of that garbage.
Excellent. So I guess we could just let Derberg think you passed on, or do you want to try to blackmail him?
I don't want to have anything to do with. I mean, if they let this happen, they'll just who knows?
Yeah, it would.
There's probably an app for hiring people to keep people quiet.
Mhm.
Well, sure, but you're going to need a reference, right, to get them.
I don't think I wouldn't worry about that.
All right.
So I just want to make sure, like, after you got out of the building, you didn't call the cops, right?
No,
Okay, cool.
no,
I just want to make sure.
No.
Okay, thanks.
Like clearly, like even the thought of cops being around, regardless of the zombie situation, say no, I don't call the cops. So you can call Derberg, who will say, okay, well, I'm gonna get some people and we're gonna kind of check it out to confirm that everything's done, and we'll get you situated in the next 24 hours.
Excellent.
Okay, great. All right, well, so no problems.
And she sort of stops and goes, it was extremely messy in there, and it's messier now. Everything seems to be not moving anymore. But man, they made a mess of things. Let's put it that way.
And you were discreet.
We didn't have a party there. We didn't bring anyone in other than the four of us.
Okay. Just checking. Okay.
We checked the stairwells. They were clear.
Okay. All right. Well, thank you. I'll certainly rate you on the app, and
A high rating would be appreciated, sir.
yeah.
And yeah, and we sort of go like this and say, it's just, she doesn't make any threat. She goes, I think we did a pretty good job considering the situation.
He will surprisingly give you the full 5 stars because he knows that you could have easily put him in a pinch. So you will get essentially $6,000 split 4 ways. Oh, it made minus iHunt's commission on that. So let's take 20% out of that. So let's see, that's what
4,800.
4,800. So that's 1,200 each. You could want to take out some for taxes and stuff like that, and then sort of get some standing debts and things. But yeah, we'll get that. Let's. Do we want to do like a group debrief scene, or do we want to move on to like what you guys burn your money on?
I just want to say, like, before we leave the area, like, I get a bottle of big red soda and I open it with my hands, and it's well, because open it with your hands, like the ball cap, and it sprays off. And so both Ashley and I are covered in like red soda, and I pass her one, and we just, have a celebratory drink.
Oh, big red soda, sugar water. Let me ask Ashley. This is a late night. What's your call time tomorrow?
0600. So yeah, I'm working on no sleep. She's starting to understand like the whole meth thing and why people get involved in that, I think, at this point.
Oh yeah.
Or cocaine,
What is going to start eating away at the money that you get in your PayPal the next day?
It doesn't take long. So still those for her glorious degree in film studies. She's got that a lot of the money goes to. She also has to, her cell phone bill is in arrears. So actually that takes half of it right there.
Yeah.
And she spends like an hour at work on the phone with the cell phone company, which will remain unnamed, resolving that.
Yeah, and the day is kind of slowed down, giving you a little bit of a break because some of the lighting people have walked off, and it's not a formal strike, but it's a walkout, and then like everything kind of stops, and they will. You hear them start talking about, well, we're going to have to start sending people home early, We'll take budgets at, we'll move them to kind of half schedule, half pay. You hear that starting to go around. Like
Ashley's like trying to intercept some of these tech folks who are walking off the set, and she's like, "Come on, Team Shadow Glen, you can't just abandon the show like this."
Do you want to try and like maybe
influence?
Let's tell me what that looks like here.
So I think that she manages to get like 3 people who are walking off set, and she kind of like gets in front of them and starts a spiel about how we've got to stick together. If the show gets canceled, nobody's going to have a job. If you leave, then no one else is going to get paid. And I don't think that she's making reference to the show. I don't think Robert would do that to Claire. Do you know what I'm saying?
Let's have you roll with influencer. This is a tough gig here.
Oh yeah.
These are people. +1. I think your difficulty right now is a 5.
Okay. So we start out at a 4, so that puts me at a 2. She just doesn't think she can do it. She's like, fine, okay, whatever.
And
they will monsters now.
You walk off. Luckily, your physical stress and your mild consequence will clear. But at least one of your coworkers is like, "Are you okay today? You seem really out of it, and you smell like vanilla." And meat?
But the vanilla part smells good, right? I mean,
not with the meat.
Oh, that's yeah. So
she like looks up and said, like it's in your hair.
Oh man. Okay. Well, thanks for letting me know. And she does like a little wink at this person as she walks away.
You notice she probably avoids you for the next couple days after that. Charlie, the next day you'll get to work, and there's a guy waiting there for you. They've clearly been there since things opened up, and he's like, "You're Webster?"
Who wants to know?
The guy who has a package for you to deliver.
Charlie tries to size up the guy. Like, is he a courier? Is he some kind of like Teamster? Is he a FedEx, Amazon, whatever?
No, let's have you
Yes.
make a investigator roll here.
Yeah, sure. Let's go. Investigator roll. 1, 2, 3, 4 dice and rolling. I don't know why I'm singing. That is a +3 and a +3.
So this guy is very clearly a foot soldier for some kind of criminal organization. He's been given a name, he's been given a package, he's been given some directions to hand to you, and that is his job.
All right, I know enough not to mess with, a sort of like, that kind of package deliverer, and reach out for it.
Just need you to drop this phone gift off at this address.
Actually, can I ask him to open it in front of me?
It's wrapped.
No. Fine. I'll just take it. Yeah.
And it's literally wrapped like a birthday present.
All right. And I crack it open.
Okay. Pardon?
I unwrap it open.
Oh, you're gonna open the birthday present? You're supposed to deliver it.
Oh, I thought you were doing this mysterious stuff.
Oh no, this
thing.
is the guy who leaned on your relative.
Okay, I misunderstood the
Oh,
situation.
sure.
I thought you were doing conspiracy
Oh,
musing,
no.
whatever. Work. Got it. All right. Yeah, let's go.
Like you probably you probably tired enough that you forgot that you start to say, whoa, what are you doing? Deliver it with the wrapping on.
Oh, sorry. It's just been it's been a long night delivering soda. I'll go wash up and I'll wash, the fuzz out of my hair, and I'll take care of it.
Okay, by end of day.
Yeah. So
Okay.
I, take the package inside the place and shampoo my hair.
Okay. Yeah, you get yourself cleaned up, a little relaxed.
Yeah.
And what is going to burn through your budget today?
Well, last time we spent it on the Innocence Project. I think this time we're spending it on the bike. I'm sure the shocks and the wheels need to be maintained a little bit.
Absolutely. They just all the little bits of maintenance that you have to do. Probably got a little bit. Plus, there's also your cousin who you got to drop some money to him to cover the room.
Yeah, absolutely.
And then you probably, there's a various groceries and things like that. So yeah, it starts eating away at you. Let's come to Romy. Are you teaching today, or is today a day off?
Yeah, I think it's the regular schedule is, up early for a run and then teach the younger kids class before school.
Yeah, absolutely. You'll do that. You get in. You're a little bit achy just from the strain of all of that.
Yeah.
So what's your tactic to deal with that kid today? Been told to kind of back off a little. Do you?
So I think that I'm just going to give him like a lot of focused attention, like try and make him feel special. But invite, keep asking, directing questions to him, like, so what should we do here? Like what, use him to demonstrate some of the technique. So really, I'm just keeping a very close eye on him, but I'm trying to do that in a way that he feels, singled out in a special way, not in a you're the trouble in this class way.
Let's have you roll social worker.
Right. All right, that is +1. And social worker is +2. So that's 3
Three.
altogether.
So I think that this is a very different tact. And he kind of doesn't know how to act out against this yet. And he kind of, it does work. You have the sense that he still hasn't, because it's not how people treat him. But you definitely do keep him in line. And the father seems reasonably pleased when he comes to pick the child up. Good. Okay. And what is your $1,200 go towards?
So I think that Romy is really excited because she's been invited to like coach a seminar at a big weekend wrestling retreat. She sees it as a huge opportunity, but she does have to like pay for registration, pay for like flights or travel to travel there, like all of these costs. So it's a very expensive opportunity for her. So the money is pretty much all gone just organizing that.
Yeah, we'd really love to have you. You know, I wish we could pay a stipend. I wish we could cover housing costs, but it's just really excited to have you on there.
Yeah.
And
Good.
probably a little bit exciting seeing your name on the web page for it.
Yeah, definitely.
How recent is the picture?
Well, it's probably like from when I was still wrestling in college, right? So it's a couple of years old, like 18
Okay.
months old. Not too bad.
All right. And what about you, Indy?
Oh, some ways this should have been her get ahead money, but can I like invoke an aspect myself?
Yeah,
For
you can
it
compel.
to compel myself.
Yeah.
I think Takahiro shows up and his latest sugar daddy boyfriend has like stopped paying for his phone.
He just, and I don't want to bug him.
I know, you're such a good soul. What do we need to do, Takahiro? You need a phone.
I need, if you can just help me get by for this, I'll help you out. I've got that guy, that goblin friend. If you need to dispose of a body, he can do that.
And I will invoke nobody is using it. She'll take her money out. Go and buy Takahiro a phone.
Yeah. Here's the thing is, I do have a certain lifestyle.
I already know.
So
you want it to match your jacket, don't you?
exactly. And but this is just a holdover.
No. And hey, when you're done with it, it'd probably be great because mine will probably be dying about then. And
Yeah. That's how we'll do it.
okay.
And your money just goes
Yes.
and gone like a magic trick.
Yeah, he needed a lot of gigs. Yeah, and an infinite use plan. It was.
Yeah, because here's the thing is that's how they catch you is those data limitation plans.
Mhm.
You're losing money, not.
She looks at her plan, it's ticking down.
Yeah.
Turns her connections off. You're right. But no, anything for Takahiro. So there you go. So that gives me a fate point back, right?
Yes, it does. So should we let's do a meet of the group to talk about strategies. You've talked to one of the 2 remaining clients that you grabbed the jobs for. You spoke with that woman about the deaths at the landlords. And you still have the professor that you haven't spoken to.
And he had some office hours he wanted us to meet, which is probably, we can go and talk to him today and then figure out what kind of research we do next, right? Because we're going to have to research that apartment thing for sure.
So I assume end of day, the four of you will gather to take the transit over to UCSJ. You're all cleaned up, gotten some of the meat smell out of your hair. Reasonable dressed up. This is we're going towards end of day, so there's people going to work like the overnights at the college, cleaners and things like that, and students coming back in. And it's a huge campus. This is a shuttle train that kind of goes along mountains. There's a lot of money here. And you will roll into the school, big stadium, all of the fancy buildings that have people's names on them. They've got a lake on campus, running tracks, got old buildings that have been restored and a lot of new buildings. Charlotte, have you been out here before?
On the school campus?
Yeah.
Yeah, I think so. I think there was a time in Charlotte's life where she considered taking up journalism or literature program in the university. So she's been here.
Yeah. Well, it took a tour of the campus, got walked around,
Yeah.
then looked at the money, looked at the stuff, and just no. But let me ask you this: when you go to the college campus, are you dressed your normal kind of courier self, or do you try to dress to blend in?
Yeah, dressed to blend in.
Okay.
Like she's very class conscious about that, so she wants to sort of like feel like she's part of the academe.
Absolutely. Ashley, I know that you've been out here. Fiegel Hall is where the really superlative film program is. When was the last time you were out here?
It was actually for the San Gennaro Film Festival, which was just 2 weeks ago.
Yeah, so you're coming back in. That was fun. Who was the big keynote for that?
Hey, Matthew, I'm going to throw this to you. I can come up with any number of things, but I want something fun.
What was the question?
The question is, who was the keynote speaker at the San Gennaro Film Festival?
The keynote speaker at the San Gennaro Film Festival. Who? My brain keeps going to something like eccentric, like Krzysztof Kieslowski, but those guys are super old. So let's go with the guy who heads what you call it? Blumhouse Films, Jason Blum.
Okay.
Yeah, he's a
real populist kind of move for the film festival. Really talking down and dirty business. You can see it does not fly with a lot of the students there whose eyes and ambitions are much up there, but he's like talking about his deal with Hulu. And he's talking about all these productions. There's some talk about that controversial movie that got pulled off the shelves, and all this, and he it probably gets into it with a few of the students and professors there. Where do you fall on that spectrum, Ashley? Is art, or is art commerce?
Yeah. It's both. The two are not mutually exclusive in her mind, and her thought is that the more commercially successful you are, the more you are free to do the things that you want to do. And
got to work from within the system.
You really do have to work from within the system.
And that doesn't make you a sellout. No, not at all.
So you're on the Blumhouse to A24 spectrum. Is that what we're saying?
Yes. To A24, yes.
And Romy, Um, what, when was the last time you were out here? Was it for a wrestling match or what?
Not for a match, but she still drops by from time to time to, talk to her old coaches, visit wrestling practice. Think about, I mean, is she too young to think about the good old days?
Yeah, probably is a little bit odd. Um, it's like a college student going back to visit his high school. That
Yeah,
kind
like
of
when she was training here, she always thought the like older wrestlers coming back were kind of sad and pathetic. But she's realized now that's really not true. It's very reasonable, very normal, very cool.
absolutely. And you probably know the campus pretty well. You know where everything is. You know where the massive Ramirez Hall, which is the big student union that's sprawling, all kinds of food areas and student activity areas and things like that. You know how to get through everything there. What about you, Indy? What's your connection or experience out here?
She had one semester here. This was where she went for her mechanical engineering degree. And she could do all the work. She could she knew how things were made and all that stuff, but her calculus wasn't up to snuff. And her writing skills weren't up to snuff. And her professor sat her down and said that she needed to get those up, and she looked at taking those classes there for the amount that it costs, and she was like, I'll just get them at community college and then come test back in. And
that should be no problem. I'm sure once you've done that, you'll absolutely be able to get back into the system.
Yep.
Good. Yeah. Okay. Well, we'll see you in the future. You remember that pretty well.
Yes. Let's say that now, looking back, I understand a few more of the tones of voice they were using. So,
and you will head over to the anthropology department, and you will head up to talk to the professor. Did I give you a name? I'm trying to see if I don't believe I gave you a name. Let's call him Roberto Dupre. And he's an older guy. You've been communicating with him there, and he's got the sort of the beard around the chin. The hair is faded back. He's wearing suspenders there, and you can see his jacket with the patches on the elbows is hanging on the thing, and he sees you come, and there is probably does take a double take at the four of you, and he says, you're from iHunt?
That's right, Professor. We're here to solve all of your problems.
Good. Why don't you all come in and shut the door, and we'll have a talk here. This is I must say, I wasn't expecting a team of ladies.
will that be a problem, sir?
No, I don't think it will be a problem.
All right.
So it could be a problem?
I don't know.
All right. Why don't we talk first and figure this out?
So, I believe that one of my colleagues is a death god serial killer.
Not uncommon.
Yeah.
Sorry, a serial killer of death gods or a death god who is a serial killer?
Oh, see, I was very imprecise. I believe that he is inhabited by or in possession of or some sort of thing of a death god. And he is a serial killer. You may have heard of the King of Hearts. He's a killer who's been striking here for about 10 years, young women, for about the last 10 years. I think something needs to be done.
I agree. And he sounds like a misogynist. So let's see what we can do about this.
Good,
Is
good.
there a reason that you think your colleague might be this King of Hearts?
The timetable lines up quite nicely. And I broke an ancient artifact, and the spirit came out and told me.
Oh, which artifact?
It was a Mayan piece that we had, and I was down working on it, and I dropped it, and this vapor came out, and I had a vision that spoke to me. And then when I woke up, I could remember it quite clearly.
When did this happen?
You mean the killings, or do you mean the vision?
The vision.
The vision about 2 weeks ago.
So the vision chose to essentially help you out or try to help the world?
I don't know precisely. See, my field is actually Near Eastern studies.
Oh, I can see what you mean, right?
So there was a lot there that I wasn't able to put together. I've been doing some reading and so on, kind of pulling that together, and this seems to be what's happening.
So Romy briefly considers whether she could just tell some eye hunters that one of her athletic rivals is inhabited by a death god and that she had a vision. She really plays this out in her head. Would this work? And that makes her wonder if the professor is making this up to get his professional rival killed. Is there can I roll something to assess
Absolutely.
whether I think he's
that feels like
socialite, maybe?
Socialite would work.
Yeah. All right.
Academic would also work.
Well, I have socialite at +2, so I think I'll just go with that.
Okay.
Ooh, that is -2. So I would like to invoke some aspects, spend some fate points.
Sure.
So firstly, I would like to invoke. Well, sorry, what do I need to get to?
So I think a 3.
All right. So let's see. I would either need to add 3 + 2s or re-roll and see how I go.
Start with a reroll and then work your way up.
All right. So I think that I want to start by invoking I'm not mad, I'm just disappointed. I'm really sort of looking this guy over, glaring down at him, not really buying what he's selling.
Mm-hmm.
So I spent a fate point. I'm going to re-roll. All right. So that's brought me up to a 0.
Mm-hmm.
I would like to spend another fate point to invoke Pee Wee Wrestling Coach, because the politics of large groups of small children fighting each other, very similar to the world of academia. So that brings me up to +2. And then I still need a third one. I still need one more. Just Just thinking about whether there's a way to make one of my aspects work here.
What's your base that you're using for this though, Shane?
Socialite
Which is plus what?
+2. Oh yeah, you're right. So that does take me over. That makes it a 4.
There are two things. One, you're not reading his tells as him being like, he clearly is pretty serious about this. The other thing is he says, I mean, I don't know him personally. He's not even in my division. He's actually in the business school, and he makes a face.
We all make a face, don't we?
So I mean, I understand you might want to check it out.
Well, if he's in the business school, I think we're happy just to go ahead then, right?
Well, pretty much, but could we check those timetables you were talking about? It sounds like you have done some research.
Sure. The killing started about 10 years ago. He returned from a trip to Eastern Europe about that time. Before that, he had been not not going to get tenure. But then he returned and things seemed to turn around, and he's a very popular professor and well regarded, and as I understand it, does quite well with the ladies. The timetables of the killings, like he's been present in the area during those times, so I can give you that. And certainly that's who I would like killed.
So is there a schedule that seems to go along with these killings? Like, are we expecting one coming up? Or is he in sort of a...
There's a pattern to it. I mean, that's not my specialty. You'd have to talk to somebody over in criminology.
Do you have a colleague over there that you would recommend?
No, I don't really mix with them.
Oh, understood. All right, well, we'll just have to depend on student reviews, I guess, huh?
Absolutely, you could go on that. The rated professor should help a little bit. His name is Carter McNeil.
And the outcome that you would like is for him to be, what should we say, killed? Or do you want him brought to justice, or some sort of higher or alternative method of handling this?
Well, ideally, I'd like him or the being within him destroyed.
Right. So if we could destroy the being within him, would that be sufficient? Or do you wish some like further action, like the resolution of the King of Hearts serial? We just need to understand what's required for a 5-star, because
Quite honestly, for a 5-star, I would just like him out of the picture,
so to speak.
and because it once I think if we push, I don't want. This is not something I want on particularly on my academic transcript, so to speak.
Okay.
If you take my meaning.
So you would like to keep this on the down low?
It's certainly, as I understand it, the iHunt app offers discretion.
We can do that, sir.
$7,500, I believe, was the fee that was quoted. Well then, so you'll take the job?
Certainly. Did your Mayan vision name the death god?
Again, it may have, but it's not my field.
So no nonsense syllables that you remember?
No, not particularly. I had started to ask around in the Wiccan community to see if there's anyone who knew anything there, but I ended up just going to iHunt. So
You didn't find anything there?
it was a little unsavory.
It is. we're glad you came to iHunt, but I didn't know if they'd given you something before you decided to back out. Okay.
Yes. So yes, I'd like you to kill this death god, who is Carter, who is professor of business, who I believe is the king of hearts, the serial killer.
Okay.
This all seems doable.
No, but
yeah.
we'll see what we can do.
All
I
right.
mean, if we can figure out who it is, we can do it.
Did you need your parking validated or anything?
Yes, please. Yes, and I hand him like 3 validation tickets.
Oh, no, I won't do that, but I'll write you a little script. You can go to the department secretary and she'll get that taken care of.
All right. Is she a stickler?
I'll write a note. She
All right.
shouldn't have it, but I've been here for quite a while.
Thank you.
She shouldn't give you any guff,
All right.
which tells you she's absolutely going to give you guff.
All right. Okay, I'm going to argue back.
And then he's like, it's late in the day. I have some coupons for some of the dining establishments at the Ramirez Hall. Perhaps you'd like some of those?
Yes.
And you can see him go in, and he's clearly, these are like things they're given to give out to students or to student workers or things like that. And he'll pull out some of those. And he puts like all of them in front of you to say, why don't you look through and see if there's any of these you'd like.
Do you need them? I mean, because we just can get rid of them for you.
No, I normally, I mean, he's so polite, like you kind of, but I mean, if you need them, you can certainly you take what you want.
I think we look at it and she kind of goes, we do live a little on the edge. And she'll look at whatever she could make use of. She will like pull those out. She won't take them. She'll just indicate that she would have a use for them if some, and then whatever else anyone else wants. But you can pick from those too.
He looks at Romy and says, you look familiar.
Yeah. Well, I did study here.
Oh, were you in one of my classes?
I don't think so.
Oh. Well, that's that then. I kind of waits for you to take whatever you want, and then it's clearly like, you need to get out of my office.
Yeah, I have no pride. I will take anything I can make use of without
Okay.
it costing me more money. So
They're various gift certificates and BOGOs. So buy one, get one. And you can head out as it gets sort of on dusk here on campus at UC San Gennaro. Yes.
As we're leaving, now that we're leaving, Ashley hasn't had a chance to flirt with anybody this whole session. So she says, well, unlike the people that you were looking into, we are both savory and a little sweet. And then she leaves.
The place with his tie second.
and
Perfect.
And I think that Cass, who hasn't heard any of that really, will lean back in and say, do you want us to come back and report to you, or do you just want notification?
No,
on
we're
the
all good.
app?
We're all good. We're all done. No need
all
for
right.
you to come back.
All right. Thank you.
No, just contact me on the app.
Sounds great.
We're all
Thank you.
good. And I think that's actually where we're going to stop. We've got the next 2 challenges potentially set up, some research on the table, and I think we're all good. Does that seem reasonable? Okay. If you don't mind, I'd like to do quick stars, wishes again being things that you want to see next time, or things you want to see more of or less of, that kind of thing. Stars being things that you dug. Matthew, can I start with you?
Sure. I just want to say that stars to Sherry for I just love watching what they do with Indy. There's just something about playing an Evelina and the way that Sherry does it that is just so distinct from what everyone else is doing that I really, really delight in that. And I thought that we came to a peak with her interactions with our new client. And another star to Romy Shane. I thought they really have been able to harness that wrestling background, that college background, like all of that stuff, like being able to surface it into the narrative, I think was something I enjoyed. And star to Mark for that very awkward flirting at the end. There's part of me feels like it was kind of almost crossing a line, but it's also laced with such self-aware cringe that I was like, oh, okay, fine, I'm rolling this. Like,
I think that's fair.
Yeah, and also another star to Lowell for his depiction of these officious middle manager academic type, like all the NPCs that we've had today. I thought were very well captured and evoked to the point where I really didn't like him.
Awesome.
So yeah. And wishes, let me think about that while
Sure.
everyone else goes on around the horn for stars and wishes.
Sure. Shane?
Yeah, I had a great time today. I don't know if I have like specific stars so much as I just really enjoyed seeing how like that sort of cycle of creating aspects and then using the aspects. Like I think it made for such a fun, like dynamic, chaotic scene that was really, really great. I really enjoyed it. Um, Wishes. I mean, mostly my wishes are just like let's keep going. Like I'm enjoying everything, but I think my specific wish is that I am excited to take on this slumlord and his monstrous, murderous offsider. Hopefully to get to kill the landlord himself, but failing that, at least to frustrate his plans.
Nice. Sherry?
Yeah, I mean, stars to, 3 of the most generous players I've played with. You guys listen really close. You toss things back and forth. It's just a real pleasure. I have to say that your use of the Pee Wee wrestling coach to suss the professor out was genius. I will carry that in my heart forever, Shane. It was so good. Yeah, I am really enjoying this. We're hitting the meat of the story really nice and fast in this one, and yeah, this feels like it's moving on all its legs like a centipede. So very good, very good.
Wishes?
Oh, I don't know. In some ways, I would like to do a little bit more leisure stuff, but then in the other way, I want to hit all these stories because they're so cool. So I'm like, little flash scenes, I guess, maybe.
Well, and one of the things I hope is we'll have a chance to do some research that allows us to see the kinds of people that you would go to and talk with to find out info. Because we can assume that you have a network of people that through your kink or through other ways.
Yeah, my network is, I know a guy who knows a goblin that will eat anything, and and his mom used to be a monster hunter. So those are my.
Mark.
Yeah, getting to know the system stars, getting to know the system, the way that you guys are just rocking it is awesome. You guys, as Sherry said, are all super generous. Everybody is always so kind and giving, and I probably am like trying to snatch too much from that. So I will try to back off a little bit. But the thing, my total star was actually at the end here, as Professor Dupre said, my colleague is a death god serial killer. And without missing a beat, Indy says, that's not uncommon. That was the absolute star for me. That was brilliant. And wishes, yeah, I like seeing, I like having these opportunities where we can have some interactions together. The pieces in our daily lives where we're separate are good too, and I know they're a part of the story, but having those opportunities to kind of bounce off each other when we're all together is really pretty fun and interesting. That's me. Thanks.
Matthew, did you have any wishes? We'll swing back to you.
Yeah, I guess my wish is for for these plots to really develop and get all juicy, and so I'm with Sherry and like being able to explore them. But I think what I really want to see, and I think as a rule, I always love seeing, is when those plots start really hooking and involving the characters on a very personal level. So I want to see, I want to see Romy's I'm not mad, I'm disappointed, like start flourishing, and everybody else is like personal. So obviously, when the supernatural and the cases start hitting us where it hurts, I'm like, yes, I'm ready for that. So yeah, that's my wish. Hit us where it hurts.
Okay. Excellent. Thank you all so much. I am going to stop the recording.